Hi, everyone, and welcome to Navigating Lexis and Westlaw. My name is Jessica Almeida. I'm a librarian here at UMass Law. In today's session, we're just going to do a quick introduction to both Lexis and Westlaw, just kind of the layout and content, so you can easily navigate once you start legal research in legal skills. Okay, so here's what we're doing today. First, we're going to do some comparing of Lexis and Westlaw. How are they similar? How are they different? And then I'm going to jump into both Lexis and Westlaw and we'll do some exploring. Okay, so are they really just the McDonald's and Burger King of legal research? Well, yes. I mean, if you think about it, they both have hamburgers. They're just different kinds of hamburgers. One will have a Big Mac and the other one will have a Whopper. But at the end of the day, you're still getting hopefully a good hamburger. So here's some of the similarities. The primary sources are going to be the same. So we're talking about case law, statutes, regulations. Those are all going to be the same in both Lexis and Westlaw. The layouts are very similar as we go and explore Lexis and Westlaw. I'll keep saying, just like in Lexis, just like in Westlaw, you click here, you click there. So they are quite similar. And the tools are similar. They just call them different things. So for instance, they both have citators. Just one is the flag system, and then one is the shepherd system. What are some differences? Well, some of the secondary sources are different, but not all. So let me explain. For instance, if you are working on a copyright issue and you need a secondary source in Lexis, you would probably use NIMR on copyright. That's kind of the gold standard. But if you only had access to Westlaw, you could use Goldstein on copyright. Both are secondary sources on copyright. Both are great sources. When I say not all, what I mean is sometimes there's a third party that licenses their materials to both Westlaw and Lexis. Let me give you an example. So here in Massachusetts, we have these great secondary sources called MCLEs. It stands for Massachusetts Continuing Legal Education. And they license their materials to be in both Lexis and Westlaw. So if you have access to Lexis, you have access to the MCLEs. If you have access to Westlaw, you have access to the MCLEs. Okay. The algorithms are different. It's proprietary information, obviously. I don't know much about their algorithms other than I can say that sometimes I just feel like my keywords hit differently depending upon if I'm in Lexis and Westlaw. And sometimes I need to make some adjustments. The analysis is different. So the head notes, the citators, that sort of thing. It's all done by reference attorneys on their staff. So some things, like you might notice that 4 cases were cited to your original case in Lexis, and then 5 cases were in Westlaw. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It's just a slight difference. And I realize I'm saying a lot of words that you might be like, Jess, I don't know what that means. And that's okay. We're still learning. It's going to take us a while. We still need to cover all these topics in legal skills. Lastly, the tools, like I said, the citators and the signals and all of those are different as well, just because the analysis is different. All right, so let's jump into Lexis and Westlaw and we'll take a quick tour, maybe do a little search just for fun. I'm going to start in Lexis just because they're alphabetical order, and I'm a librarian. So we'll start in Lexis and then we'll end in Westlaw. Okay, so I'm starting here on the UMass Law Library homepage. As you can see, if you go to the bottom, you can see all of our quick links, which includes Lexis and Westlaw. So I'm going to go ahead and click into Lexis. Okay, once I've logged into Lexis, we're going to click on Go to Lexis Plus. And here is the researching homepage. So a little bit different from Westlaw is on the left-hand side. They have these tiles. So you can go from product to product. For instance, this is Protege. This is their AI product. We are on the legal research tab, which is normally where I start. So this is always my homepage. Practical guidance, litigation analytics, and document analysis. You'll all use when you're 3Ls, 2Ls and 3Ls, maybe in clinic or an internship. The library does workshops on them, so feel free to attend one to learn more about them. And then the last one is Legal News Hub. I usually talk about this when you're doing, when you're 2L and 3L and you have a upper level writing paper. It's a great place to get topic ideas. Just up here on the top, this is always where it says Lexis Plus AI. You can always click there to come back to this original page, this home page. So if you're deep into research and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to just get back and start again, just click on this. It'll bring you back. Okay. Folders, you can organize your research into folders. I highly suggest this for legal skills. You could have one for your graded exercise, and you could also have one for your practice exercise. That way you're not getting everything confused. It's good to also, save your work so that you have a good research trail. Speaking of that, history is a good place to come if you were like, oh, wait, yesterday I had a really good search. What was that search? You can hit the history button. It will not only give you the documents that you've searched, but it will also give you the search strings that you have used. All right. Down here you have your general search box. You can limit it by content right here in the search box or by jurisdiction. And then you click here to begin your search. Okay. Here are the tabs. The three that you're probably going to use most are cases, statutes, and secondary materials. You'll probably use regulations at some point too, and that would be here, administrative codes. That's what they call it in Lexis. So those are really the places that you're going to click on and look at. If you have a federal issue, you can click on the federal tab and it will give you all of the cases. It breaks it down by circuit. If you just want to search in a certain circuit, it gives you the code, so the regulations, and it also gives you the statutes as well. If you have a state issue, a specific state issue, you can go ahead and click on the state tab and you can pick whatever jurisdiction you need to do your research in. Let's do one here, just so you can kind of see. I'm going to click in on Massachusetts. Did you know that Massachusetts, it is in the statutes, has an official cookie? While I'm doing this search, I want you to think, what do you think is the official cookie of Massachusetts? So I am going to scroll a little bit and show you. Here we have cases. So if I just needed a case, I would click in here. Here's statutes and legislation right here. I'm going to come back to this. I just want to show you the rest, and then we'll come back and do our search, okay? So you have your administrative materials here, and then your secondary materials down here. So you could click into something specific and then do your search. All right, so I'm going to go up to statutes and legislation. I'm going to click into the annotated laws of Massachusetts. And then I am going to do a search. So I'm going to put official/5 cookie. Now, this is not something you need to know right now. We're going to work on this in your legal skills classroom. These are called, you have your keywords, and then we have connectors. So that /5 is considered a connector. What I'm telling the algorithm right now is I want the word official within 5 words of cookies. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here and hit my search button. And so here we have is our first result, official cookie of the Commonwealth. And as you can see, it looks like it's in chapter 2 and it's section 42 of the Massachusetts statutes or Massachusetts general laws. The official cookie of the Commonwealth is the chocolate chip cookie. Very exciting. One of my favorites. Let me show you a few things here since we're on this page. The first thing I want to show you is the table of contents on this left-hand side. Sometimes I'll be researching, and especially in the statutes, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so close. But it's not perfect. And so what I'll do is I'll go into the table of contents on the left-hand side and I'll browse a little bit to see if there is a section of the statute that is more on point. Some other things that I want to show you up here. Here's where you can save to your folders. You can print. Printing for Lexis is free. So we have a Lexis printer behind the circulation desk at the library. You just click this button, you press print, and then you go to the desk and say, I sent something to the Lexis printer, and the staff will grab it for you and hand it to you. Or if, maybe you do it from home or you're in class or whatever, they'll leave it on the countertop for you. Okay. You can email it and you can also download it as well. Up here, you're going to see some tabs as well. There's nothing attached to this specific statute, but as we start doing statutory research, you will see these tabs will become very important. This is part of the citator system, but just wanted to mention them right now. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at, now that we've had kind of a nice look around in Lexis, let's take a look at Westlaw Precision. So once you're here on their landing page, you want to go up to the drop-down menu and hit Lexis Precision. Lexis Precision is their legal research tool. So you will see it's similar but different than Lexis. Instead of having the tiles on the left-hand side, they have a drop-down menu to some of their additional content, such as co-counsel and drafting assistant, Westlaw Today. All of those things are things that you can use when you're an upper division student. Up here on top, you will see they have a history tab as well and a folder tabs too. They also have a notifications, and you can save my links so that you have easy access to them. Here is the general search bar, and then you can limit by jurisdiction in the general search bar. They also have an advanced page, which I did not show you in Lexis, but they also have it in Lexis. This is where you can fill out the form so that you can have an advanced search. This helps especially when you are not familiar with your connectors and expanders. You can use the form and it will do it for you. Just like in Lexis, when you click on Thomson Reuters Westlaw Precision, it will bring you back to this home page. Here you can get started. You can click in. They have cases, practical laws, like Lexis's practical guidance, or something you want to consider using maybe for an internship. They have regulations, secondary sources, and statutes. I believe you can use this little gear to change these if there's something special you want here. Here's your content types tab, just like in Lexis. And of course, the three that we'll be focusing on are cases, secondary sources, and statutes. And then, of course, probably regulations at some point as well, and legal skills. All of these others we will get to eventually during your time here at UMass Law. These are a lot of the bells and whistles and things that you will use when you're an upper division student. If you have a federal issue, click on the federal tab. It will bring you here, and you can easily just search for circuit cases, administrative decisions, etc. If you click state materials, you can go ahead and click into the specific state that your issue is in and go ahead and research right from that page. The other tab that I did not go over in Lexis, they have a similar one, is this practice areas tab. So if you have a specific area of law that you are researching in, for instance, copyright law, you could go to practice areas and you would go to intellectual property. And then here you see copyright. So this is going to only search, see how it says copyright up here? It's only going to search in these copyright sources. So it has secondary sources, forms. So say we were just interested maybe in a secondary source, a copyright secondary source, and there's 43 of them here in Westlaw. So we're searching copyright secondary sources. Maybe we're interested in the elements of fair use. So I might put, or I think it might be factors. So let's do it this way. So I'm gonna put elements or factors within 5 of fair use. Now, I understand that this searching may look like a foreign language to you. It will get easier. We're going to cover this in legal skills, but pretty much what I'm telling the algorithm right now is that I want the words elements or factors within 5 words of fair use. And I put fair use in quotation marks because I want fair and use to stay together. And then I'm going to hit the search button. So that still gives me 385 documents in which elements or factors is within 5 of fair use. So it's a very common topic. Some things that you can do is you can use filters on the left-hand side. You can search within your results, so we can add extra keywords. You could look at jurisdiction. Copyright's a federal issue, so jurisdiction might not work very well. We can look at date or publication type, publication name, etc. When you go into the document, I'm just going to pick the first one. This is, let's see, this is the law of copyright. It was updated last in October of 2024. It's chapter 15, which is on fair use, and it's in section C, which is on the fair use analysis. So this seems really on point. I'm just also going to show you up here, you can search text in this document. They have this nice reading mode, so if you like it a little bit bigger, it gets rid of everything on the sides and just kind of makes it bigger. Let's see what else. You can do annotations, you can link to this page or copy the citation, you can add to a folder, and then they have a lot of delivery options like email and print and download. Print is not free through this. You can print, you just have to print to the Toshibas, the library printers. So you can print from Westlaw, it's just not free like through Lexis. Similar, I didn't show you this in Lexis, but this also works the same way. If you highlight a section and then do a right click, you can save to folder, you can add a note, you can highlight, or you can copy with reference. I will suggest when you copy with reference, it will give you the information in order to start your blue booking. So that's the citation system that we use in legal documents, but it won't be perfect. So really dig through those blue book rules and make sure that your citations are correct. Do not rely on Lexis and Westlaw to get it right for you. Okay, so those are just a few. We just took a quick tour so we can kind of check out what is in Westlaw and Lexis and see the layout and the different options that we have. I'm going to go back to the library homepage because I want to show you this right here. Here's our contact information. If you have questions on Westlaw, Lexis, or any legal research, feel free to contact me directly, or you can contact the law librarians at lawlib@umassd.edu. Our phone number is there. That will get you in touch with our student staff who can leave a message or get a librarian on the phone. Also, you can always stop by the desk and ask for a librarian during our reference hours. I hope this little tour of Lexis and Westlaw was helpful. And as I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.